And we're live. Hello, everyone. My name is Pedro. I'm your animation instructor for this evening. And yep, I've been animating for over 20 years now. I've been an animation teacher for, I don't know, 12 years. So yeah, this is the Animation Dojo, and we're going through different classes. Just do them at your own place, at your own pace. All the classes are on the channel, and they're in order. So from the bouncing ball and up, all the way to the class of today, which is the jump. You might get like a pretty clear idea on the animation principles and how to become an animator. So yeah, with that being said, any question or things you need to know, feel free to ask your questions in the comments on the videos, or you can join our Discord, which will it's a place I'm setting up so you guys can, you know, you guys can ask your questions, participate, show what you've done, or also you can do it on follow me on X, and that way you can be in contact with me. Just give me a follow on X, and I'm looking for the link right here. No, it's not that. You can follow me on X at Ngila, and yeah, I'll wait for your questions. Oh, geez. Let me just write it down. I've been trying to copy and paste it. There you go. At Ngila on X. So without further ado, let's just go into the class. Today we're doing the jump. Now, the prior class we did the diver on board, and that was a mistake on my part. It would be better if you do the jump before the diver on board, because there's more elements to control when you're doing the diver and jump. And it's the jump would be a better progression coming from the flour sack uh, exercise, where you're making the flour sack jump. Now you're making a character. So now we have limbs, legs, and arms. Better keep it anthropomorphic. You know, two arms, and two legs, and you can do overlapping action and follow through with it. I already have an example set, so let's just go right ahead. So if you see the layout, it's pretty similar to the flour sack. You have a point A. You have a point A. Oops, sorry. Let's go to frame 1. You have a point A and a point B from where you're going. I'm using the hips as reference to place like all my drawings. You know, like drawing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, subsequently. But I didn't really follow the positioning on my line of action. It was more like, of a guide for what I wanted to happen, and then I did a post sheet. Now with the flour sack, I don't know if I explained what a post sheet is, but a post sheet is basically how do you see your character moving. In this case, I see like from the idle position. You know, this is like the idle to the anticipation right here, like he crouches down to jump. Then start the progression of the jump. I want him to do like sort of a compound somersault. So I was just like testing out all the different positions I'll need for him to make that movement, and then the settling to the landing, and then the reaction. In this case, so we got like one foot down and one another. I think we might need another position here of him, like, you know, like seeing the consequence of the energy of the jump as he like squats down when he jumps down. So, and the idle at the end. This would be the reaction here. Right? So once you get your post, you make as many drawings as possible, just trying out your model. I would advise for you to add elements to your character, to add some like overlapping action, or make it more interesting than the flour sack. So in this case, I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna do a cape on my character, so you can see like how do you go about it and how to apply overlapping action and follow through to your character. So once you get that, you're ready to animate. Let's bring back we got our character here. So see, you got your idle to your anticipation. My anticipation, I think it's on frame 12. So yeah, on frame 11 is my anticipation. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drawings. We got. So I did drawing 1 and drawing. This is like on drawing 10. It's not really. It's drawing 6. And then I did the in-betweens from this position to this position. So that's a good way for you to approach your animation. Yeah, you go from pose to pose animation, right? So you got frame 1 and frame 6. You do both positions, 1 and 6, and then you do the in-betweens. So in this case, I want to favor position 6, so the drawings will be closer to this position. So you see, it looks like he's winding for the jump. Right? And then he takes off. Did a little bit of overlapping action of he's like throwing his shoulders, doing a little bit of. Let me make him another pencil, like a red pencil. So you see here, in this position, his shoulders are doing like this, right? Like they're leading the action. See? So you got the position of the shoulder here. And then you get the position of the shoulder here, doing this like circular motion. So that's anticipation is gonna be like. Okay, so he's going up. He shoots up. Starts turning. And then he falls down. So check your timing. Sometimes, like at this point, I advise for you to make like as many drawings as possible, and then you check the timing, right? So that's what you got to end up with. Yeah. But this is going to be as good as you're planning. So yeah, there are things to improve on this jump. This was done like in half an hour, maybe 20 minutes. It was very fast, but it's for like, so we can like go over what I did, and then like you can do any action you need. Like I make him do this movement. I mean, I was watching The Matrix over the weekend, so yeah, I was kind of influenced by that. So see, that's what you get. Then you get the settling. He makes contact, and then he reacts to the energy and then settles. So this is what you should end up with. It's not going to be the same. It doesn't need to be the same jump as what I did. But it's simple. Like you go, you plan, you go from idle, your dissipation, the beginning of the jump. I mean, plan out what you need for your jump to do, execute, and then get the reaction and get the settling. Normally, and it's a rule. It's not really a rule, but a principle. Because principles you apply principles, rules are supposed to be obeyed. It's very open. Add the same amount of drawings to your anticipation as you add to the action, and then it would look like proportional. And the thing is, like, if you really want to exaggerate the anticipation, it might look really good too. That's why it's a principle. But normally it goes like that, unless you want them to be like very like a ninja, like you don't want people to notice, but the audience needs to notice. Maybe your anticipation should be shorter. So those are things that you take into account when you're doing your planning, right? So let's make another layer here. And let's just say we need a sketch, pencil. There we go. Say we do like a cape. And let's paint it. Let's do a red cape because, yeah, Superman's coming, so we should do a red cape here. Feel normal. Let's do a freehand. There we go. We got a cape here. So now that we have our animation down, fill empty cells. You see, his bum is going to be touching the fabric. So more than likely, let's put the onion skin on. Oops. Actually, we should go closer. Put the onion skin on. Here we're gonna have something that looks like this. Okay, we're not doing cleanup. We're gonna be doing a cleanup class really soon, so don't you worry about that. So we got, see, the bum's gonna be like pushing the cape outward a bit. Here, I'm gonna need a layer on top of it to do like the details of the cape, but we're gonna do that later. Okay, so now the cape is gonna be like, because of the shoulders are tilting, it's gonna be doing something like this, and like looks like this, right? So maybe we can exaggerate that a bit and make it flare a little bit more. Let's erase this. So we got this. Hey, how you doing, Abigail? So yeah, so we're doing the cape here. Okay, we need another exposure here. Okay, so now this is a little bit more drastic, like the tilt of the shoulder. So at this point, we could do something more akin to this. So if you see, like at this point, I'm animating straight ahead because doing a cape, it's a little bit more. Oh yeah. He's already jumped, Abigail. Like, check it. So, I mean, the explanation like wasn't like around 10 minutes. Like, you can go back and check that, like how I went about this. If you follow the flour sack class, like it's basically the same thing now. Only we have arms now, so we have more leeway. Yeah, we have more leeway with the follow through. So yeah, like all the videos are gonna be uploaded on the channel, so you can revise them later. Remember, like I like to keep the videos really short. Hey. Yeah, that could work in person. How you doing, man? Yeah, breasts are always a big seller, I guess. So here we go. Okay, so we need here. This is very intuitive. Here, so okay, so now the arms are tilting. See, doing that little like. The arms are like turning, right? So that will force the cape to do this. Right, because this here is leading the movement, the shoulder. So we got this. Okay. Remember, use as many lines as you need. As many lines as you need, and then when you find them, that you can always clean it up later. So this part is gonna start getting tricky. This is the last frame where the cape is gonna be behind our character, right? So how do we go about that? So let's finish this cape first. Add a little bit of like waviness. To the cape here. Okay. And now he turns. So we could go about it like, okay, if I do the cape, like let's do it right away. So you can see like the problem. Oh, thank you. So basically the cape is going to be following the action, right? It's going to look something like this. But our cape is behind our character. So how do we go about that? This is where we go on this side. We have our column here, our layer. Now we need the cape in front of it. So we just move it. And now it's in front. See? and it's imperceptible because the thing is like we're keeping the exposure constant. We're just moving one layer in front of the other. You see? And you can't really notice it. So yeah, that's a little thing. Like when you do it analogically, it's the same thing. You just will be moving layers one in front of the other. So digitally, it follows the same principle. So here, he starts to turn. So okay, this is good. We got a little bit of inertia. Like whenever you have a jump, you will have a point of inertia. Oh, 2D bones and all that stuff. It's more akin of doing it like this. It takes a lot of time. So if you're learning, it's better for you to do it this way. We're gonna go over bones and all that stuff, but I want to cover the basics like manually first, because most people go into the bones right away and they don't grasp the principles of animation, and that will make your animation look stiff and whatnot. So it's better for you to learn this way and then apply what you learn here to everything else. So that's something that, and that's one of the reasons I started the channel. Like as I said before, like I wanted to start it like a long time ago. Yeah, I went to animation school in 2003 in Canada, to Van Arts, and then I had an animation school for from 2007 to 2014 for 7 years. I taught animation. So yeah. It's a thing that mostly people who learn to animate like this become like really good CGI animators and really good like stop motion and whatnot, because this is like how you actually grasp uh, how the cookies cook, how the cookie crumbles. Like I don't think I have the right metaphor for it, but you know what I'm saying. Actually, I don't know. No, this doesn't look good. We should have a little bit more of this. There you go. So you see, never fall in love. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough animation. Like normally you'll do like your whole animation like this first to grab the movement, and then you clean it up. And maybe I can do a little bit of cleanup. Like that's another class, like cleaning up animation. It's a whole different set of skills. So now we're starting like I'm animating like behind the head here. So okay, so now we're starting to get like the cape is behind the character again. So we got something like this, and we go back. See, you can hardly notice like the change of layers. So the cape starts to catch some air. There we go. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm following, like the wind is pushing the wave of the cape in this direction. So you see you have this line here, and then it moves here. From here to here. So yeah, those are the things you have to keep in mind. Normally, like when you're starting out, like take it one action at a time, and then like you can see the whole thing happening at the same time. It just takes time to control. Okay. Okay. I mean, and that's the thing. Like in this like new world of AI, like people are starting to do like I've seen like animated projects, but they're very like uncanny valley. Like more than likely we'll get there when somebody can do like their own animated show at home. So that's one of the reasons I'm doing this, to preserve the information of how to do animation properly. So even if you're doing AI, like you know what to ask the AI to do for you. But I mean, I don't think I'll ever use AI. Like I'm not a fan, but I think it's you can't stop progress. I think that's a Clutch song. So we got, yeah. It's nice. Okay. Okay, so here, let's make it a little bit more. Okay. Okay, so here we get so you see I'm using the onion skin to make the cape follow the path from where it's coming, to make everything look smoother. So that's something to keep in mind. Things like I'm going really fast because all the decisions were taken in this point of production, which is like your post sheet. So I have a pretty good idea of what everything is doing. That's why I'm going so fast. So what I mean to say is, planning is the king of everything here. Plan ahead, make as many drawings you need, preliminary drawings as you need. Okay, so this is gonna be tricky here. We should, okay, let's just make this should be up front. So we go again There we go. Should be in front. So okay, good. So this will be like the digital version of flipping your drawings using your arrow keys. That's another way to check your. Hey, what's up, Roy? That's another way to check on your path of action. Okay. So here the cape starts to react also to the ending of the jump. So you get a little bit of like so yeah. I'm just really grateful I'm not doing like a Spawn cape or something. Like just looking at it gives me a headache. That cape is a nightmare. That cape has like a life of its own. So it's more of a okay. The cape needs to act too. So a lot of things to look after when you're doing like a Spawn style cape. This is just a regular like Superman cape. So okay, a little bit more. Okay. So let's make the cape start like falling on top of the body here. As I said, like when the cleanup process, you can be a lot more careful, but the spirit of this exercise is just carry the spirit of the movement. Anti-cells. Okay, we need to know. Okay, again. Okay, so he's going up. So that's gonna. Too much of a line here. Then, okay, so he stands. Hey, what's up, Ignition? How you doing, man? So, so now we have the shoulders are the anchor of the cape, so we can get like a little bit of like extended reaction. Okay. And then a nice settle back. And the last run before the cut. Okay, let's see it all in context then. So we got initial position. Okay, I think we're missing something here. Yeah, we are missing something right at the end, the extra frame. So, all right. So yeah, this is it, guys. Jumper with a cape. As I said, if you're gonna try this exercise, it could be anything for overlap in action. It could be a cape. It could be like a pimp hat. It could be, I don't know, an appendix on your character that will follow the action. That's the only thing like you need to apply. Coming from the flour sack and going into the jump, just add a little bit of like an element that will allow you to practice more your overlap in action and follow through. So okay. So yeah, this is it, guys. The jump. So in summary, the first thing you need to do is set up your background. Let me just turn off all this. Set up your background. I have it at 50% opacity, but this is just like how I like to work with stuff. Let's bring it up to 100. And once you get your background, you do your like line of action, like point A to point B. How many drawings are going to be? You're going to be drawing pose to pose animation. So your initial, your idle position. Let me just turn this off. Your idle positions will be drawing 1, and your anticipation, your full like crank before the jump, might be like drawing 6 or 7, depending on how long you see your animation going. Do as many drawings in preparation before you start animating. That way, you're solving a lot of problems before you start to animate, as opposed to being presented with a problem where you're animating. So your pose sheet, this is called a pose sheet. Your pose sheet, it's a very, very strong tool of planning before going into animation. So that's going to help you a lot. So do your pose sheet. Once you get that down, then you can say like, okay, you do your animation, which would be something that looks like this. I had something else prepared for you guys, which is more, I mean, this is how you do this in OpenToonz, but almost any other animation software can do this, and it's how you do a parallax effect. So in this case, we're gonna do camera movement, but how we do camera movement without changing your background, in a sense that if you move your camera too much, your background will need to move with the camera. In a sense, you'll be animating the background, which is a lot of, if you don't do your backgrounds in CGI, it's a lot of work. But there are ways around it to create like the illusion. So in order to do that, I did a background here and a background way in the back. So did I do the sky? No sky. No need to do sky. We can do it with this. So if you go to your multiplane camera tool in OpenToonz, which is right here, like you have the animation disk, yeah, your multiplane camera. Let me go close. You see, you have your character on one plane. If I select the positioning of my character here, and you see over here your field, it's field 16. Then if you go to the background, which is in column 3, your fielding should be on field 16 too, because that's where your character is standing. If you go to the buildings behind, they're on field 24. And if you go to your background, like way in the back, this one, they're on field 32. So basically what you do here is you create your artwork and you place them at different distances. So when you move the camera, they will basically move at different speeds or create the illusion of depth, right? That's called the parallax effect. And let me show you guys how that looks. So if I grab the camera here, and let's do a very simple camera move. Let's just say let's move it on X 20 to one side. You see, you get your little like keyframe here. Let's go to the last frame. At frame 66, you do a -20. And if I turn the camera, it should look something like this. So you see, it has to be very subtle, the movement. If you go too wild, the artwork is gonna ask you to basically change the perspective, right? So that's a quick way to create a parallax effect. Just create the artwork in different layers, put them at different depth, field depths. For example, the first, the grayest background, it's in a 16 field. The one right behind it is at 24, and the one right behind it is at 32. Like graphically, it looks something like this, right? But when you do your camera move, then you'll see the parallax. It's really cool with close-ups. It's really cool with, I mean, you name it. Like for example, here in the last frame, you see I ran out of artwork. So more than likely, it shouldn't be that pronounced. Let me get -20. Let's do a -10. There we go. I mean, there are other ways around it, like play with the scale of your background, but at this stage, it's easier to just make it like to fit the size of the background. Okay, a little parallax effect there. So yeah, guys, this is the jump class. I don't want to keep the video too long because I want it to be like more class than anything. But yeah, design your character, given an element that will do overlap, create your background, and let's get to jumping. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I'll see you on Thursday. We're going to be jamming still on the intro. So once that's done, I'm going to start doing like a cleanup class with the intro so you can see how we go about that. And yeah, let's keep going, guys. Let's get to animating. Have a great evening, and see you on Thursday. Oh, the Fred Scottle salute here. Whoops. Wait, where's my mouse? I lost my mouse. Here's my mouse. All right. See you guys. Take care.